Hi, I'm Hunter Cole, Director of Marketing for Mann's Bait Company. Thanks for visiting our site today, checking out some of our new products and Hardnose videos. You know, if you look at our Hardnose line, it consists of 15 different baits in the family, but just at first glance, they look pretty much like every other soft plastic on the market. But there is one vital difference in Mann's Hardnose baits. All of the baits are one-piece, super soft baits, but they all have a harder plastic head. And that harder plastic head is going to keep your bait on the hook. That's the number one benefit for Hardnose. You know, fishermen have done all kinds of things over the years. You can probably go back 30, 40 years and thinking of all the different soft plastics that have come about since then. They all are made of soft plastic from head to tail. You know, the very end to the top of the bait is the same soft plastic, so they had the problem of sliding down the hook. So what would fishermen do? They would use toothpicks. Some would get super glue and get their fingers caught at the same time. We've all done that. Or today, fishermen use all kinds of special hooks. They have extreme bends, they have coils and clips, but all of these things fishermen do to try to keep their baits on the hook. The patent-pending manufacturing process that Mann uses in our Hardnose baits is a simple idea, but man does it work. The Hardnose series was launched in summer of 2005. In the original lineup were 6 baits, and those baits were a 5-inch swim toad, a 6-inch curl tail worm, a 4.5-inch flip and crawl that's very unique and holds a 5/0 hook even, a 6-inch lizard, a 6-inch jerk bait that does double duty for both freshwater and saltwater, and then 2 different sizes of mullet strictly for saltwater, both a 3.5 and a 4.5-inch mullet. In 2006, we introduced 6 more baits. We introduced a 5-inch bait called the Free Fall. It's a stick bait. Fish it all type of different ways. A 5-inch finesse worm, a 9-inch curl tail worm, 3 different sizes of grubs, 2, 3, and 4-inch, a 4-inch tube, and you can really see the hard nose on this tube and the knobs, which are great for texposing your hook. And then we introduced a 6-inch psycho worm, and this worm is kind of crazy. If you'll look in the middle, you'll see the hard nose portion is right there. And this is designed specifically for wacky worm fishing. Put the hook in the middle, throw it out with no weight, and it does its thing. And finally, we introduced our creature bait, the Mosquito Hawk. It's actually a reinvention of the Mosquito Hawk from the late 80s, but we've just added texture, a little more slimmer profile, and of course the hard nose. Moving into 2007, we've got 2 baits that we're very excited about. First and foremost is our 10-inch snake. You're talking about a bait that is a lot of fun to fish. Everyone loves to fish toads. There's no question the toad baits have been the hot baits. But if you're note, you have to fish those baits pretty fast. As soon as they hit the water, you really start turning the reel handle. Well, this snake, you don't have to do that. You can fish it very slow. Just reel it as slowly as you can through the moss, through the different brush or stumps, and bass can't stand it. It's a natural prey, and they will just come up and crush it. So the snake we're hoping, is going to add a whole nother angle to topwater fishing. And finally, new for 2007 is our 6-inch wonder worm. And our wonder worm is our version of a floating worm. You can see the big bulb tail really helps it to walk back and forth in the water. We make it in some bright colors, which will make it easy for you to see. But then again, it's also great on a jig head, Texas rigged, so we're going to make a lot of the darker colors for it as well. And that's our entire Hardnose lineup. These 15 baits will pretty much cover you in any situation you want to fish. So I invite you to give Hardnose a try. And remember, number 1, they're going to stay put on the hook. We guarantee that. Number 2, they're going to save you time because you're not going to be re-rigging as often. It's going to save you frustration because you're not having to constantly re-rig. And then finally, something we hadn't talked about today is they're going to save you money. These baits are affordably priced to begin with. You can find them nationwide at the major retailers or even around the corner at your local independent retailer. So you're going to get an affordable price when you buy it. But the neat thing is you're going to catch more fish on each bait. That harder nose keeps it on the hook, keeps it from sliding and ripping and tearing, so you're even going to save a little extra money right there. Thanks again for checking out our lineup. We'll see you later.